every story appears ordinary till you see the core side of it.
And what you're looking for is a story behind the news.
We bring it to you from Lagos, the commercial capital of Nigeria.
Giving you all sides and political stories round the clock.
Every detail from the start line to the final whistle.
CoreTV News, expanding your view.
Hello, good evening, and thank you for joining us on CoreTV Primetime News. Hi, I'm Frank Omalape. Tonight, some senators from northern Nigeria who were part of the group of 81 that recently passed a vote of confidence in Senate President Bukola Saraki have taken exception to being tagged anti-Buhari element by a national newspaper. And the immediate past chief of defense staff, Vice Marshal Alex Bade, admitted that some military personnel sabotaged the war against insurgency. And the Senate wants the federal government to suspend waivers and grants on importation of rice and other agricultural products. Outside Nigeria now, Malaysia has said that it will be premature to speculate on where the debris washed up the Indian Ocean island of Reunion comes to be simulation and flight of MH370. Thank you for joining us tonight. We begin with the story of some senators from northern Nigeria who were part of the group of 81 that recently passed a vote of confidence on Senate President Bukola Saraki have taken exception to being tagged anti-Buhari element by a national newspaper. The Nation newspaper had in a report on Thursday listed 22 senators which it claims were working against the interests of President Muhammadu Buhari. Was speaking on behalf of their colleagues at a news conference. Some of the senators described the publication as uncharitable. They argue that those behind the report are the real enemies of the president.
The 81 senators who appended their signatures to the vote of confidence on the leadership of the Senate are enemies of Mr. President, our able, indefatigable, and indomitable President Muhammadu Buhari. It is wicked. It is satanic. It is unacceptable for anybody to infer, talk less of asserting or alluding to the fact that those who endorsed the leadership of Senator Bukola Saraki in the Senate and other principal officers are against Mr. President.
Very dangerous for Nigerian state because you are now terming some people northern senators. We threw out the PDP because they were dividing us along religious, ethnic, regional, tribal boundaries. And we are here back, people that are claiming that they are the leaders of this party, that they are claiming that they love General Muhammadu Buhari, are now the ones that are dividing us. Next time they will say Southerners. So already they have distracted our attention in the Senate, they have polarized us, and they have shut us into two. That is very dangerous.
Meanwhile, Senate President Bukola Saraki has inaugurated 3 special committees and 2 ad hoc committees to drive the operations of the Senate. He charged the newly inaugurated committees to prove to Nigerians that the aged Senate is keen on making a difference. The committees were inaugurated at a brief ceremony at the National Assembly complex.
And I want to charge the members to ensure that they carry the shoulder responsibility of the entire Senate, ensuring that they carry out the duties dutifully. We look up to you to ensure that things are done very well, things are done differently. And as the chairman of the committee said, that this is not business as usual. So that at the end of your time, you will have left the repetition for others to follow. I know that the 8th Senate, the Committee on Ethics, made a change and made a difference to the way the Senate is run and also to our interaction with all the bodies that are under you. With these short remarks, I want to use this opportunity to commend also those managers we are going to work with and ensure that this is a successful tenure. I hereby inaugurate the Senate Committee on Ethics and Prejudice.
I am greatly delighted to welcome you to this August ceremony of the inauguration of the Senate Committee on Ethics, Privileges and Public Petitions, the conscious, fair habitat, and the guide of the Senate. Our intention as a committee is to provide the membership of the Senate a conducive, fair, and friendly environment for legislative operations.
Our gratitude goes to the President of the Senate and the entire leadership for deeming it wise to select this committee at this auspicious time to deal with these very topical issues in the land. And indeed for being here personally to inaugurate this committee. We are grateful. We also appreciate the presence of all other principal officers of the Senate who are here with us today. Today's inauguration is designed to kickstart the activities of the 8th Senate on a very vital sector of our Nigerian life, which is the roads sector.
Now the Senate wants the federal government to suspend waivers and grants on importation of rice and other agricultural products. It also set up an ad hoc committee headed by Senator Adamu Alero to take a close look at the waivers, grants and concessions. This was on the basis of a motion by Senator Rafi Ibrahim of APC Kwara South, which was unanimously adopted by the federal lawmakers. Senators across party lines spoke in favor of the move, while at least one of them argued that stopping waivers would push up price of rice and other imported agricultural products.
That the federal government loses annually an estimated 71 billion on duty waivers, especially to rice, the importance of rice, palm oil, energy, equipment, steel and vegetable oil. The Senate further observed that in 2011 alone, government gave import duty waivers to 10 rice and palm oil importing companies alone amounting to about 150 billion naira.
As much as we're talking about waivers, we're also going to have to use this opportunity to look into other measures that were taken by government that ended up destroying the manufacturing capacity in this country.
And also more importantly is the issue of impunity, because where people are giving waivers, even though we're saying waivers themselves is not bad, it's the impunity and abuse. And then the view that nothing can happen, or nothing will happen, or nothing will, and I think if we are talking about change, we are talking about the want to ascertain that the 8th Senate, or the National Assembly, or the government itself, presently, and all of us are committed to doing things differently. We must make an example going forward.
And now to the Greenhouse now. The House of Representatives has asked the federal government to assist the government of Borno and other northeast states to reopen schools in areas certified safe by security operatives. They also want temporary camps constructed to facilitate the relocation of internally displaced persons from schools to allow the students return to school. Asabe Bashir, representing Damiboa Chibogoza, who moved the motion, noted that the situation has left many students idling away and exposed to social vices. And now the immediate past chief of defense staff, Air Vice Marshal Alex Bade, has admitted that some military personnel sabotaged the war against insurgency. Bade, who spoke at a passing out parade held in Idzana, maintained that 50 columnists in the military were passing information on troop movement to the insurgents at the beginning of the operation. This, he says, had negatively impact on the offensive against Boko Haram and led to the death of many soldiers at the front line of the war against insurgency.
Visible and embedded with the local populace. Added to this was the exploitation of various national security issues by a section of the press and the political class to gain political mileage. Furthermore, the activities of youth colonists in the military and other security agencies who leak operational plans and other sensitive military information to terrorists combined to make the fight against insurgents particularly difficult. The decision by certain countries to deny of weapons to prosecute the war also added to the challenges we face.
You're still watching CoreTV Primetime News. We take a break now. After the break, we'll bring you more stories from the military.
This is what the people are saying.
You don't run a big economy with generator. They need to do more in terms of energy and power.
Many things to do for this Nigeria about lights, water, and new TT.
For Nigerians that are not gullible, we know that good laws have done nothing good for this country.
Buhari won the election convincingly.
They talk to our husband that you should keep promise about what you said, and because people are watching you, you know, another election is coming.
Because some people will stand for Yoruba land, will be strong man. We don't die.
This nation is moving forward. The best is going to take place.
The people giving voice to the voiceless.
As news breaks, people don't let events pass without giving their comment or reactions.
When the problem arises in society, these are the people that will be consulted.
To cleanse the corruption in society, we are not to provide information for good life and also security of life and property in this country.
The academic society have the loudest voice on this platform.
Whether you call it a sovereign national conference or a national conference, it's just about the people of Nigeria.
There should be a change in power. In any way they can do it.
I think there's a script already.
Every Tuesday at 8:45 p.m. on this station. From the Ivory Tower, a must-watch for the learning minds.
You're still watching CoreTV Primetime News live from our Lagos studios. If you just join us, a quick reminder of our top stories. Some senators from northern Nigeria who were part of the group of 81 senators that recently passed a vote of confidence on Senate President Bukola Saraki have taken exception to being tagged anti-Buhari elements by a national newspaper. And also, the immediate past chief of defense staff, Air Vice Marshal Alex Bade, has admitted that some military personnel sabotaged the war against insurgency. And the Senate wants the federal government to suspend waivers and grants on importation of rice and other agricultural products. All our top stories can be found on our social media platforms, facebook.com/CoreTV News. You can also follow at CoreTV News NG. You can also log on to youtube.com/CoreTV, leave a space, the news. And now, Nigerian Air Force fighter jet have blocked what is believed to be the fuel supply route of Boko Haram along the nation's border with Cameroon. Air Force spokesman Commodore Dele Alonge said in a statement on Wednesday that about 4,000 drums and jerrycans of petroleum products and other smuggled items were also seized. He said the items believed to be supplies for the insurgents were seized from smugglers in Ekpe, Dashin Hausa, Beleo Bilachi and Konkul villages located along the Nigerian-Cameroon borders on Tuesday. The Air Force spokesman added that a few supply routes of insurgents was cut off through sustained air patrol activities along the Nigeria-Cameroon border. He also noted that the Air Force continued to identify and destroy Boko Haram camps and supplies using surveillance and combat aircraft. And 28 out of 35 victims of the recent bomb attack in the southern Gari area of Zaria have been discharged from the hospital. They were taken to the Ahmadu Bello teaching hospital after the bomb attack that killed at least 26 persons. The victims were mostly civil servants who had converged on the council secretariat for biometric verification. And away from there now, following the strike action embarked on by workers in Imo State, a lot of reactions has been trailing around it. The workers who resolved to strike as best option to get their salaries paid are being accused by many in the state that make one to ask if it is a crime for one to request for payment or service duly offered. The youth in their mass stopped the state government house in solidarity march to Governor Rocha's Okorocha 14, the strike action by the workers. Unemployed youth who are set to have been followed to situation critically said they cannot sit and watch anyone project the state and government of Rocha's Okorocha in a bad light.
Your Excellency, we come to conclusion that the relationship has been very healthy and there's no need for the strike. Yes. Your Excellency, we have come to understand that the strike embarked upon by the Imo workers is very, very uncalled for. Your Excellency, we look back and found out that when other states were struggling to pay 18,000 naira minimum wage, Your Excellency, you were paying 20,000 naira as at when doing. Your Excellency, when others were struggling to pay salary, Your Excellency, you were giving Imo workers Christmas bonus. Your Excellency, we are paying them wardrobe allowance. Your Excellency, we are asking, if we cannot remember yesterday, why are we looking forward to see tomorrow?
And away from there now, the intrigues surrounding the health status and alleged death of the Oni of Ife Oba Okwanade Shijuade has not ceased, with different accounts and reports since the news broke. While the Ife royal courts consisting of the 16 high chiefs paid a visit to the Osun State governor, they stated that the monarch is still alive and that even if he is dead, it is the chiefs that have the right to break the news. And our former chairman of the Labour Party, Dan Wanyanwo, has handed over the certification of registration of the party to the Nigerian Labour Congress. This, according to him, is because the present chairman, Abdulkadir Salam, doesn't have what it takes to run a viable political party. NLC President Ayuba Waba promised to reposition the party, but the incumbent chairman denied all the allegations made against him. And now the Commissioner of Police in Ogun State, Abdul Majid Ali, has again warned officers and men of the command against excessive use of force and arms and unprofessional conduct. The police was hammered on this while addressing senior officers of the command during the statutory monthly mess gathering held at the officers' mess Ibarag, GRA, Abeokuta on Thursday. The Commissioner of Police, who permitted the Assistant Commissioner of Police in charge Department of Training and Development, Ogun State Command, Jude Azuka, who attended the two workshops organized by the Embassy of Switzerland on Police and Human Rights and Police and the Use of Force held in Abuja, Nigeria, to brief the gathering accordingly. Commissioner of Police Ali emphasized on the importance of adhering to ethics and code of conduct of the police, existing laws of the country, and treaties of the United Nations for the use of force and firearms, which could guide any police officer and discharging his duties without derailment. The police was, however, vowed to cause any erring officer or police personnel who violates this directive to face the full wrath of the law and will apply every legitimate structure within his reach to kick against inappropriate conduct amongst police personnel. The Commissioner of Police, Ogun State, Abdulmajid Ali, seeks the opportunity to reassure the good people of Ogun State of adequate security in all nooks and crannies of Ogun State. And now the popular belief journalism is a profession with power of the pen mightier than the sword and get better with age. Such was the case of veteran journalist Samuel Amoka as he turns 80 with the launch of his book Voices from Within, which shares his experiences and lessons in the print media. Our correspondent Manuel Ajayi was there and now brought back the report.
The gathering of professionals both at the print and broadcast industry. The hall was filled to capacity as journalists celebrates one of their own, Samuel Amoka, who hence joined the League of Octogenarians. The chairman of the day, former governor of Ogun State, Olusegun Oshoba, was present as he recalls the good old days with the host in his active service in journalism.
Most people don't really know Sam enough. You call him Uncle Sam. His most famous column is not Sam. He was really famous as Offbeat Sam. His most famous column when he was still innocent. And I emphasize that. Until he started introducing me to all kinds of things, was Offbeat Sam.
Friends also have this to say about the octogenarian.
Uncle Sam, now that the Sam is an epitome of brilliance, of humility, of simplicity, of style, and that's why we're all here to celebrate him.
Well, he's a journalist to the core, somebody that we all admire, and you know, he's a father figure. He's the doyen. So we take after him. We emulate him. Personally, somebody that I cherish very much. So I would always look up to him as somebody who is a beacon and a leading light in the industry.
Uncle Sam is a man that we all admire and love deeply. Uncle Sam is, to me, a diva. He's an enigma in the media profession. And when you just mention Uncle Sam, it connotes respect, it connotes admiration, it connotes a man who has done it all and has lived by example. And most importantly is that Uncle Sam doesn't look anywhere near 80.
Delivering the keynote lecture on the theme, Today's Newsroom, Tomorrow's Newspaper, How to Survive, Thrives in Internet Age, Ted Iwari, in his view, emphasized on Internet, which serves as a threat to print media.
The digital newsroom, enabled by new technologies, leverages assortments of journalism skills towards the production of multimedia content. Thus, jobs that are specific to a single medium could be dispensed with in favor of multimedia work, like the merging of staff on daily and weekend titles.
As the industry celebrates one of their own, the big question is, will the print media survive the threat posed by the digital world in the 21st century? Emmanuel Ajayi, CoreTV News, Lagos.
Event Dranta, indeed, you must say it. Moving away from there now, a 27-year-old Nigerian Dr. Oladotun Olalusi has made history in Russia with a place in the Hall of Fame of the Russian National Research Medical University, Moscow, after graduating as one of the best students. Dr. Olalusi, who bagged a federal government scholarship award to study medicine in Russia under the Russian-Nigerian bilateral education agreement in December 2006, emerged the best graduating student with a cumulative grade point average of 5.0 out of a possible 5.0 in June 2013. Receiving Dr. Olalusi at a brief ceremony in Abuja, the permanent secretary and the Ministry of Education says he described him as a genius Olanusi, for his part, assured the authorities of his readiness to contribute to the development of the country through positive application of his knowledge.
What we have done today is to appreciate one of our own, a scholar that we call a genius, Dr. Olalusi Victor, who scored in his studies in medicine in Russia. He scored the maximum points, 5.0 upon 5.0. Like I said, if you comb the Guinness Book of Records, it might be difficult for you to see any person globally that could achieve that feat.
First and foremost, I would like to thank God for this special day. And I would like to thank the Federal Scholarship Board via the Federal Ministry of Education. And I am so much indebted to them for the opportunity that they make available every time to young Nigerians, young promising Nigerians. And I want to let you know that what has been responsible for this majorly has been, it's a mix of trust in God, hard work, and dedication. You know, you have to stay true to what you believe works, and you have to stay true to what your goals and dreams in life are.
You're still watching CoreTV Primetime News. We take another break now. We're back with sports stories and stories outside Nigeria. Stay with us.
You can now watch CoreTV News live from anywhere in the world on our website, www.coretvnews.com. Click on Live TV on our website and watch us live.
And welcome to CoreTV Primetime News.
To follow us on Twitter, click on Twitter icon on our website. On Facebook, click on the Facebook and YouTube to see all our previous news production. You can also watch us live on YouTube. Click CoreTV, leave a space, then news. CoreTV News, a 24-hour news station.
Outside Algeria now, Malaysia has said that it would be premature to speculate on whether debris washed upon the Indian Ocean island of Reunion comes from the missing Malaysia Airlines flight MH370, as a 2-meter-long piece of wreckage was found on Wednesday. Malaysia's Deputy Transport Minister Abdul Aziz Kaprawi said it was almost certain that the wreckage was from a Boeing 777 aircraft. And on Thursday, a municipal employee found what appeared to be a very badly damaged suitcase, which was found on the Reunion coast. Aviation experts who have studied photos of the debris found on Reunion say it does resemble a flaperon, a moving part of the wing surface from a Boeing 777, as a search effort for MH370 led by Australia will focus on a broad expanse of the southern Indian Ocean around 4,000 kilometers to the east of Reunion. And a U.S. dentist who killed a lion in Zimbabwe has apologized to his patients in Minnesota for the disruption caused by the anger directed at him, as his dental practice in Minneapolis has been closed since he was named as a tourist who shot Cecil, Zimbabwe's most famous lion. In a letter sent to his valued patients on Tuesday, Mr. Palmer said he had been in the news for reasons that have nothing to do with his profession or his career, and he described himself as a lifelong hunter, but said he rarely discussed his passion with patients because it can be a decisive and emotionally charged topic. Cecil, who was a major tourist attraction at Zimbabwe's largest game reserve in Hwange National Park, is believed to have died on July 1st, but the carcass was not discovered until a few days later, as the lion was later skinned and beheaded. The animal had a GPS collar fitted for a research project by UK-based Oxford University that allowed authorities to track its movements. The hunters had tried to destroy it but failed, according to the CTF. And in sports now. Nigeria Football Federation President Amado Pinnick has charged the Super Falcons and the Under-23 boys to do the nation proud as both teams negotiate tough wins in the race to next year's Olympics. Pinnick was at the Murtala Mohammed International Airport earlier on Thursday to receive the Falcons as they arrive Lagos on their way to batter with the will clash with their Equatorial Guinean counterparts on Sunday. The Falcons have a battle on their hands, having only drawn the first leg at home 1-1 against the only other substantial rival they have on the African continent. In his response, coach Chris Danjuma assured that the Falcons will take Sunday's match as a battle that must be won. Pinnick also sent a message to the Under-23 boys who were led out of the country on Thursday afternoon by NFF First Vice President Sheyi Akinwumi. And outside the show now, the Argentina internationals Lionel Messi and Javier Mascherano have reported back early for pre-season duty with Barcelona as due to return to Catalonia until Monday after participating at the Copa America in Chile early this summer. But both Argentines have now joined their teammates 4 days early. Furthermore, Neymar and Denis Alves have also returned to Camp Nou after they were given extended holidays after taking part in the Copa. 2 and the 4 South Americans were accompanied by Marc-André ter Stegen for Thursday's medical examinations. German goalkeeper who played at the European Under-21 Championship did go on the US tour but had yet to take the routine medical checks. And Besiktas have confirmed that they have secured the services of Mario Gomez from Fiorentina on a 1-year loan deal with an option to make the transfer permanent, as the Istanbul giant had long been linked with a move for the 30-year-old and already announced on Wednesday that they had opened talks with Fiorentina. Besiktas announced that Thursday the club reached an agreement with Fiorentina for the loan of Mario Garcia, and the contract includes an option to make the deal permanent. Gomez started his professional career with Stuttgart and also wore the Bayern Munich jersey before joining Fiorentina in the summer of 2013, and he has since scored 14 goals in 47 appearances for the Serie A club, despite missed large chunks of his first season in Florence due to a knee problem. And that's it in sport. Just before we go tonight, a recap of our major headline. We told you that some senators from northern Nigeria were part of the group of 81 senators that recently passed a vote of confidence on Senate President Bukola Saraki have taken exception to being tagged anti-Buhari elements by a national newspaper. We also brought to you that the immediate past Chief of Defense Staff, Vice Marshal Alice Bade, has admitted that some military personnel sabotaged the war against insurgency. And finally tonight, the Senate wants the federal government to suspend waivers on importation of rice and other agricultural products. Well, that's it tonight on our CoreTV Primetime News. On behalf of our entire news crew, I am Frank Omalape. To have a splendid night rest.